Hello everybody, Tohami Pro here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to quickly travel from Megaton all the way to Rivet City. And you can do this at the very start of the game, very low level. All I recommend is that you have decent items with a decent amount of ammo. All you really need is a 10mm pistol. That's what I'm using in this because my character just started right before Fallout 4 came out. I'm just doing a final playthrough, and I'm sure many of you are doing the same. So you might want to skip the following in the footsteps and Galaxy News radio quests because, in my opinion, they're kind of boring and I want to get to the good stuff. So, regardless of why you're doing it, what you want to do is you want to go from Megaton directly to the Super Duper Mart. Now, you want to go like right in that direction, but you do not want to go inside. I mean, you can if you want, but just for the sake of this guide, you just want to head in that direction and go into the banks of the Potomac. From there, we're going to travel down the Potomac onto the Rivet City boat. Alright, so I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so I need to make it very clear that you're not going to go directly to the Super Duper Mart. You're going to want to go around it, and I'll show you in this guide. Now, on the way there, the only enemies you'll find are the usual bloatflies or the rats. I forgot their name, but nothing really too serious. And of course, if you're like have a really high level, but for some reason you just never did these main quests, this is gonna be like no big deal. Even at like the very start of the game, like this character is really no big deal. See, I'm just like wrecking all of them. Now you'll see the Super Duper Mart was to my left. I want to go around the tower to my right. The reason why is because even though you're not going directly into the Super Duper Mart, there usually are raiders in the parking lot and they'll start shooting at you. And it's really just like waste of time, not to mention that you might take damage or even die. Okay, so as you can see, we successfully avoided the raiders at the Super Duper Mart. We just had a few of those rats, but it wasn't really any big deal. Now, Rivet City is pretty much here in this area. I'm sure you have it marked on your map from dialogue, but now I'm going to walk you through how to travel along the river so that you can get there relatively safe. Now, depending on how closely you're following these instructions, this could go really easy for you, or you can find yourself into a giant mess. Now, you really want to stay on the right of the river because on the left there's a whole bunch of enemies and stuff, and you might want to level up your character, but at this point I would advise against it. You'd of course find this area where you can do a quest, but for now I'm just showing you how to go directly to Rivet City. Now you're going to want to keep going on the road, but keep in mind that you're following the river more than the road, because the road will kind of take you into a different direction, but for now just stay by it for simplicity's sake. Don't go in the river yet because later on we will have to swim a lot, and you don't want to like get a whole bunch of radiation to the point where you'll die in the end part of this tutorial. So just do what I'm doing right now and you'll be fine. You do not want to go over the bridge, however, because I've seen raiders spawn up there, and I'm only trying to show you the fastest way, of course. Alright, so now we made it to the Citadel. Okay, so we clearly made it to the Citadel. So up till now we haven't really had any real trouble. You would have definitely had trouble if you went around here. But now it starts to get a bit more difficult due to the super mutants in this area at Lincoln's Memorial, I believe. And I definitely wouldn't recommend staying on this side because here there's like a lot of raiders, a lot of those like ants, and a whole bunch of crap you don't want to deal with. You might want to deal with it, but I mean, if you're at a very low level, I just recommend skipping in and getting better stuff before you take them on. Alright, so we'll continue with the guide now. Since this is the only real part of the guide where you might actually die if you're not, even if you are careful, I'd strongly recommend quick saving over here. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of super mutants, and we all know they shoot pretty far and they don't give up easy. So now what we're going to do, we're going to kind of go swimming because we're obviously at kind of a dead end in terms of land, and Rivet City is just on that other side. So I would recommend looting this area if you just started because you get like 50 caps or something from the pack of cigarettes, but just swim across that area and walk up here with caution because in there's a whole bunch of super mutants, and trust me, you don't want to take them on at this point because they're in like large amounts, and they have a few of the ones that have high XP. Now you want to swim over to there. Be aware that they're going to be shooting at you, and they're really persistent. So don't be surprised if you take some damage. As you can see in this, that guy over there, he starts shooting at me, and I barely make it, honestly. I did actually need to use some stim packs when I did this the first time, so make sure you bring those along. Okay, now we're pretty much getting close. The guy is still shooting at me, but not really that big of a deal as long as if you have a decent amount of health. Alright, so now we find ourselves up here in this sign that says Rivet City, and I'll walk you through how to get in. So at this point, you pretty much complete the guide. We're at Rivet City now. You're just going to go up and go on the intercom, and the guy will extend the bridge for you, and you can just wait around here for a few seconds while it does that. Alright, so now we're obviously going to walk across, and there's going to be the guard there. And he's just going to kind of like be an asshole to you. You just want to kind of talk to him, do the obvious options to let yourself in. Say you're looking for your dad, and he'll pretty much let you in. You'll still be a jerk about it, but you don't really need to have a high speech skill or anything. You just do the right dialogue options and don't be an idiot. So I hope this video was useful. If it was, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. I'll be sure to make Fallout 4 guides when that comes out because I'm pretty excited. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.